Hello everyone, Natal the Hut here, and welcome to whatever the heck I'm doing here. Which is, today's the day I'm going to be ranking every single Smash fighter in Smash Ultimate. And make no mistake, this list will upset you. I'm kind of just doing this off rip. No Jayson, no Neva, just me in a dream. Uh, I might ramble a little bit while I rank these characters, but yeah, so uh, I'm gonna try and get started here. Maybe I can actually get this recording started because I've done like 8 other takes and none of them went anywhere. So fuck it, we ball. Starting off, we're gonna start with Dark Samus, which is the Echo Fighter of regular Samus. I'm not really sold on the Echo Fighter premise. Like they're fine, I guess, but like I don't think Echo Fighters need to exist. Like, make a better kit. Like, there's so many other characters on this list that are just blatant copies of another character, and yet they have their own slot. So like, why doesn't Dark Samus have like a better kit or something? Dark Samus in particular is just Samus off rip. So it's like this is GameStop Samus. So like I feel like this could have been like a cool alt costume. Like the aesthetic is cool, I guess, but like it also shares a problem with Dark Pit. It kind of the edgy OC version of regular Pit. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna move you into that no category. No. And next up, we have Jigglypuff. And Jigglypuff, as a matter of moral principle, I don't really. As a matter of moral principle, I don't really subscribe to these overly cutesy designs. I don't trust them. You see, I don't really trust those eyes. I don't really trust the overly cutesy characters. I know there's some sinister behavior going on behind those eyes, and no one else can see it. So, plus, as a kid, I thought this was just Kirby 2, and I thought that was kind of a waste of a slot. But there is differences between the two. Obviously, I still don't like Jigglypuff. I think it's a bit of a waste of a slot. So like, eh, whatever. Next up, though, we have Sephiroth, and Sephiroth kind of knocked my socks off when the trailer revealed. So like that's cool. Like I'm not really a Final Fantasy guy. I'm definitely a Kingdom Hearts guy. So seeing Sephiroth make it in was pretty cool. It did kind of kill my hype for Sora back when he got revealed because like, oh, they can't have two characters from Square Enix in the same category, but they proved me wrong. So, and Sephiroth himself in game is pretty cool, I'd say. Anyway, next up we have Incineroar, and Incineroar I'd say is my favorite of the Pokemon characters in this game. I think he was one of my top characters just because he has like an orange alt that I just used him to act like I was playing Garfield. Before Garfield was added into Nick All-Star Sprawl. It's been a while since I played that game. But yeah, I vibe with Incineroar. Next up, we have Ike, and similarly to Incineroar, I would say Ike is the Fire Emblem character I would tolerate the most. Everyone else kind of falls beneath the Dunktastic line. Like Ike, he's a B tier swordsman, but I like Ike. We like Ike. But anyway, next up we have Ryu, and Ryu I'd say is kind of he's kind of hard to pick up. There's a certain skill level you got to have in order to pick up Ryu, but I mean, I picked up Terry pretty quick. I enjoy playing Terry, but I don't think I ever got the hang of Ryu or Ken. That's not really a demerit against the character himself. It's kind of, eh, I think he's all right. He's fine. He's a C tier, I'd say. Hey, he's here. Oh, but now we get to talk about Sora, and Sora goes into S tier by the sheer principle of his existence in Smash alone. Uh, well, I feel like Sora was the one I really wanted in the game, but it seems so impossible because it would require a crossover between the two biggest corporations on the planet, Disney and Nintendo, and that didn't seem entirely feasible. So, like, you know, I didn't think I'd be able to see the day where Sora actually gets into Smash, but I am so glad he did. That being said, he didn't actually leave that much of an impression in game. Like, I would put him in S tier on the sheer principle of him existing in Smash Ultimate, but I don't really touch him all that often. So it's a little bit of a moral dilemma here. I love Sora, I love Kingdom Hearts. I don't know. I'd say yeah, he can go over Sephiroth, I'd say. Next up, Meta Knight. Meta Knight was a fun little guy to mess around with in Brawl. I'd say he's fallen off a bit since then, but he's my favorite of the Kirby characters, I'd say, that are in this game. Wait, what am I saying? King Dedede's here. I kind of flip flop between Meta Knight and King Dedede being my favorites of the Kirby guys, but I mean I don't really like Kirby all that much, but nothing personal against the guy. Just yeah, what am I talking about? I am not cooking. uh, but anyway, we got next up Banjo and Kazooie. I'd say Banjo and Kazooie is fairly underrated in terms of Smash. Like I'd put him above Sora, I'd say, in terms of playability. I like the Wonder Wing. I like the gimmick. I feel like I feel like Banjo and Kazooie play with the gimmick of two man of like the 2-in-1 fighter thing a lot better than Duck Hunt, I'd say. Plus, plus I like doing what was I gonna say? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff at this point. Next up we have Wii Fit Trainer. There you are. And I'd say I like Wii Fit Trainer. I vibe with Wii Fit Trainer. I'd actually put her at the top of Dunktastic so far. Better than Ike. Better than. I mean, it's another character that's hard to pick up, kind of like Ryu. But if you can play her well, which sometimes I do, maybe, or is that I can't remember. I don't really play Smash all that often. I only pick it up like once a month, and that's just to play with my friend Jayson. So like, oh my gosh, I am so freaking awkward with this. I'm not used to solo commentary. I'm pretty bad at solo commentary actually. I want to get better at it, and that's why I'm making this first tier list. That way I can maybe have a chance at better commentary. Better commentary. Yeah. So next up we have Bayonetta, and vibes. I would say uh, Bayonetta's got good vibes, I'd say, but in terms of playability, I don't really see it. I like the smash attacks, but that's all there is to it for me. I know she was a bit broken in Smash 4, but I didn't know there was DLC for Smash 4 back then. So I didn't really know this character existed beforehand. Ultimate was kind of my first taste of was it Ryu, Cloud, Corrin, and Bayonetta. So in terms of playability in Smash Ultimate, I'd say I don't really like playing Bayonetta. I feel like if I played her actual game, I would enjoy her as a character, but not entirely sold on the idea just yet. Next up, we have Kirby, and Kirby, I'll put him above Ryu, but I don't see him escaping C tier. This is kind of just the character you play. My sister plays when she doesn't she isn't familiar with the game. This is kind of just a basic starting character, which starting character for World of Light. So I mean, also for what Subspace Emissary. So like, yeah, yeah. I respect Kirby for being a basic starting character and also for breaking the lore of his own games. I think I don't know. I look over at Kirby every once in a while. I can't remember. Possibly through the thumbnails of like Juno songs covers or something like that, and what I see is kind of just all over the place. So I everything I know about Kirby lore is, I'm just gonna say it isn't actually. Next up, we have Wolf. This guy was my ex main back in high school. I've had an on and off again relationship with Wolf, uh, in terms of playing the character. I loved the guy back in Brawl, when he had his voice lines all gruff and like, "What's the matter, scared?" I liked him a lot more in Brawl. I liked his sound design more in Brawl. Smash Ultimate, he's okay, but his kit is still pretty good. I'd say. I enjoy rocking a Wolf every once in a while, bringing him out of retirement. Because I side B with him off the stage one too many times, and suddenly, I'm not really too keen on the guy anymore. Still, fun memories, all that matters. Next up, we have the Me Brawler, and I'd say the Me Brawler is my favorite of the three. My personal favorite of the three uh, Me fighters in this game, just because there's so much you can do. There's so much more you can do with the Me Brawler. Like you got the burning kick site, neutral B. That you got the little what's the up special where you rise up and then you can input it again to go soaring down. You can slam people into the abyss. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with the brawler, and more than I'd say, the sword fighter or even the gunner. Like I know everyone likes the gunner just because you got the funny Sans costume or whatever, but I think Me Brawler is where it's at personally. Next up we have a Ness, and right off rip, you go into the gurgler. I'm not vibing with you. I have severe trauma from my brother, who is a Ness main, and frequently, every time we play it, he brings this guy out and just completely ruins my day. I have trauma from the PK Fire, PK Thunder, the cheating recovery, and I feel like this game Smash Ultimate in particular really brought out the worst in him. In Ness, I mean. So yeah, I because of that, I have zero interest in ever seeing what Earthbound is all about. Like, I know Earthbound is the inspiration for Undertale, Deltarune, whatever, but like, I don't care about Ness. I'm not gonna have my illusion of Ness being the destroyer of worlds be ruined by playing Earthbound and realizing he's actually an upstanding citizen. I do not see this. I do not see an upstanding citizen behind those soulless eyes. This was the inspiration for Kara, or whichever one of the humans who goes on a genocidal rampage through the underground. This was the inspiration. I do not see anything other than trauma whenever I look at this. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to a more fun character like Terry. Like Terry, I was talking about Terry earlier. This is the character I really picked up on. Like I have zero knowledge of what Fatal Fury is about, or whatever the Neo Geo. It is Fatal Fury, but I really clicked with Terry's command inputs a, a, a lot more than I clicked with Ryu. Like Ryu, you got the Hadouken and the Shoryuken. This guy has a lot more for him, especially when you get to 100% and you can ask, "Are you okay? Bust a wall." It's so. I enjoy Terry. I think Terry is my favorite of the Street Fighter esque characters in this game. But anyway, uh, where are you at? Ah, there you are. Richter. And I don't really care for the Castlevania characters just because they are particularly B spammy with the axe and the holy water. Like I don't really vibe with Richter or Prince Charming or whatever, but but aesthetically, Richter is pretty okay. I'd say I'd prefer Simon, but like these two are pretty interchangeable for me. So like, eh, do I? You know what? You fine. You can stay in seat here. Sure. Next up, we have a Toon Link. All right, now Link is an interesting story just because there's like three different versions of him in this game, but I feel like for the most part they kind of justify themselves. Toon Link is like a little smaller, a little more floaty with his movements, and he's got the seniority from what am I talking about seniority for? I don't really like Youngling all that much. I liked him in Brawl just because it was an interesting alternate flavor to Vanilla Link. So like he kind of justifies his existence somewhat. Next up we have a Ridley, and Ridley is, I'd say he's pretty cool. Uh, Not quite on the level of. I'm gonna move Sephiroth up a couple notches. Actually, I do like him a bit marginally more than. Yeah, I like him here. Ridley. I know. I only know Ridley as a boss character from Subspace Emissary and that one stage in Smash 4. But seeing him actually become a playable character was kind of a progression from his earlier days in Smash. That I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not really into what I'm not really familiar with the Metroid lore, but like Ridley's cool. Ridley's cool. I vibe with Ridley. Don't really know how to play him that well, but he's all right. Next up, we have Shulk. And Shulk, I'd say, I'd put him. No. I think actually, I'm gonna swap Sora and Shulk. I enjoy playing Shulk just a bit more. Uh, just a bit more than Sora. Just because he has like the interesting Monada arts gimmicks, which I very much do like. Like I also enjoy the Australian accent. Backslash, air slash. He's just a fun guy to listen to, unlike some other Xenoblade characters on this list. But I digress. Next up, we have Pikachu, and similarly to Jigglypuff, I'm also going to put you in the no category. Just because I do not vibe with Pikachu. I've never really vibed with Pokemon in general, except for Oshawott. I like Oshawott. That's like the one Pokemon I can actually vibe with. Everyone else kind of in the gutter, except for Incineroar, of course. I like the Garfield Pokemon. That's fun. Anyway, Bowser Jr. We're gonna move on swiftly on to Bowser Jr. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I think I like Bowser Jr. A bit more than two. You know what? No. We're gonna put you right here. Yeah, Bowser Jr. I like how they integrated Bowser Jr. in this game. I think he's pretty unique in terms of character fighter design. I like that he just moves around the clown car. I do like that his alts are just the Koopalings. I feel like all the Fire Emblem characters should have done what Bowser Jr. did with the Koopalings. Just because, with a few exceptions, they're all pretty similar. Anyway, next up is Fox McCloud, and we're just gonna put you in C tier. I don't really have any strong opinions for or against Fox. Like he's one of Carter's mains, my brother, but like, and he's annoyed me a couple times, but like I don't really have anything personal against him. I'd put him above, maybe below Kirby. Also, he was recently in the Mario Galaxy movie. A little bit more had way too much screen time, I'd say. I don't think there was any reason for Fox McCloud to have a major to be a side character in to have as much screen time as he did when the movie was supposed to be about Rosalina. You. I enjoyed the viewing experience of the Mario Galaxy movie when I saw it in theaters with my friends, and I will always remember that. But I do not really vibe with a lot of decisions that movie made. But I digress. Next up, we have Captain Falcon, and Captain Falcon, I'd say, is pretty cool. For me personally, I'd say I play him right about here. Yeah. I feel like Captain Falcon. He's Jason's main. I associate his image with Jason, my best friend. So like I think he's pretty cool. Except for when he plays Blood Falcon and just goes for my throat for no reason. Let's see. All right, Mr. Game and Watch is up next, and he's going all the way up to Bonsai. Game and Watch is like my second, like top 5 for me in terms of mains, like characters I play the most frequently. I think Mr. Game & Watch actually is a pretty underrated character in general. I would love to see an actual Game & Watch game. that's like that you can actually play on the Switch or on a modern console. I'd like to see a modern take on a Game and Watch game. Because like you could just you could probably get away with making like a Game and Watch gadget or something, like I don't know, the Alarmo, whatever the heck that was. But I feel like an actual Game and Watch game on Switch 2 would go so hard. I would pay for that. I feel like there's a lot of lore you could pull from his other games and integrate into his story. I just kind of want to see a modern take on him. All right, now Greninja. You know what? I vibe with Greninja a little bit more than Jigglypuff and Pikachu, but like I don't know. I think yeah, above Fox anyway. Above Fox, he's just kind of there mostly, but like I vibe with his aesthetic. Wow, I had nothing to say. Next up, Corrin. I do I even have to say anything? I don't think I even need to say anything. Corrin is just a waste of a character slot. Yeah, I dig the concept. I dig the aesthetic of a guy who wields a chainsaw sword and can turn into a dragon. But that concept is wasted on this sauceless, shoeless soy boy. Go put some shoes on, you freak. Next up, Pokemon Trainer. Almost sneezed there. Okay. Pokemon Trainer is. Oh my gosh. Oh, finally. Okay. Okay. Well, Pokemon Trainer himself, I would put in C tier because you can't actually play as him, and it is this one in particular is just an off-brand Ash Ketchum. Like, put actual Ash Ketchum in the game, please. But out of principle, I will also rank the. This isn't where I would rank actual Pokemon Trainer. Like I would say okay. So Squirtle is gonna be like I don't know if I rank it that low. I think yeah, right here. I'd say. And then Ivysaur. Yeah, I can rank them all here. Sure, sure. Heck, why not? I vibe with Ivysaur a little more, and not too much, but like it's fine. The real star of the show is Charizard. I now this is gonna get a little controversial, but I actually really enjoyed what uh what what the Wii U did by placing Charizard by himself. Like, yeah, it was a step down from the 3-in-1 fighter, but like, yeah, put actual Pokemon Trainer at the bottom and no. But anyway, Charizard, I really like what they did with Charizard. I like that he had his whole solo act. He got his Flare Blitz. He got the Rock Smash. I miss the Rock Smash so much. I loved it back in Brawl. I loved when he had both Flare Blitz and Rock Smash in Smash 4. I just kind of miss when Charizard was his own character. It was so good. Next up we have Zero Suit Samus, and Zero Suit Samus. I vibe with Zero Suit Samus a little bit. I'd say she's better here than she is in her actual suit, which is kind of crazy to me. But like, Yeah. Nothing else to say about that. King DDD. Now, King DDD is, you know, what? I vibe with King DDD. I vibe with King DDD. You get the top of Dunktastic. Top of Dunktastic for you, buddy. He's a penguin. He's a king. He's a big guy. I vibe with the King DDD. But you know who I don't really vibe with all that much? Lucina. Lucina. I don't really vibe with Lucina. Like I'm not sure what the gimmick is with her. For, I, from what I understand, her gimmick is that her entire sword can has the damage output of Marth's tipper. So like she's more powerful than him technically. I just have a little bit more respect for Marth just because he has a little just because there's actual skill involved in using the tippers or whatever. I don't play Fire Emblem characters, so I wouldn't know. I just don't really vibe with Lucina. I think this is a wasted character slot. I mean, technically she's an Echo Fighter, but I don't really recognize Echo Fighters as separate characters from the originals, so like, eh. Speaking of which, Pit, Pit, Pit wasted all his sauce on Subspace Emissary and was never relevant again. So I'm just gonna put him at. No, he's fine. Actually, he's fine. He's fine. I'll put him at the bottom of Hey Hey Hey. But I really don't have anything to say. Speaking of nothing to say, the next up is Crom, and just no, no. I don't vibe with Crom at all. Also a wasted character slot. I the only sauce either Lucina or Crom has is in the her little reveal trailer. And you know that one was upsetting for a number of reasons, but that one had a lot of sauce because it was Captain Falcon going up against a couple sword fighters, and that's notable because Captain Falcon does not fight doesn't have any melee weapons. He was just schooling these medieval peasants with his bare hands for the sheer fun of the game, and I just love that for him. So like. Yeah, the only care I have about these characters is the fact that they got beat up by Captain Falcon, and it took magical sorcerer bullshit to even the odds, or tip the scales as the trailer calls it. Tip the scale. I know a character who uses that phrase a lot better. Next up we have Pyra Mithra, and you know what? I would like them. I feel like, except they won't shut the hell up. They're like PS2 characters. The way they just repeat their voice lines over and over and over again. There's no variation. It feels like it's just prominent revolts or blazing edge, chromadust. I think I prefer Mithra over Pyra if you're wondering about that. So anyway, next up we have Zelda, and Zelda it's Zelda. I don't. I think my most recent memory of Zelda, because I don't play Legend of Zelda games. I think I tried. I've seen my siblings both play through Twilight Princess, a little bit of Skyward Sword, I think, and definitely a lot of Breath of the Wild. But throughout it all, I don't think I really vibe with Zelda all too much. Like I put her between you two. I think, yeah, that sounds fair to me. But in terms of gameplay, I don't really play her all that much. I think her most interesting move is just summoning that dark suit of armor out of nowhere and sending it forward. I think most recently, the most recent laugh I've had while in a fight with a Zelda is I was playing a me sword fighter based on my wife, and Jason was absolutely having none of it because he's a xeno he's but anyway, he's locking in. Uh we're having a little one-on-one. We were playing like 3 player, but with Neva, but she lost all her stocks pretty early on. Uh, Not too early on. We were both on one stock, and then he he we were both pretty high damage, I think, and he summoned his guy. He was gonna let it sit and kind of charge at me. But what he, but my my me sword fighter was equipped with the down special where it reflects it back at him, and, and with perfect timing, I absolutely annihilated him with his own minion, and it was the best thing I've ever seen. I wish I'd recorded that because that was absolute peak. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think yeah, that was a top tier highlight. It took him like 10 to 20 rounds of him just pulling out Blood Falcon and beating and beating beating my me up just to make himself feel better. So crazy. Anyway, up next is Mario, and I like Mario. I don't. He's Mario's cool. I prefer Luigi, but Mario's all right. I'd say I'd put him like right here. I think. Yeah, yeah. This feels right. Yeah, in terms of playability and Smash, he's not quite as basic as Kirby. He's got a little bit of technical prowess about him, which makes him just slightly harder to pick up than, say, Luigi. But I do like the Mario. I do like the Mario. He's a fun guy. Saying that about a guy who comes from the Mushroom Kingdom. Next up is Olimar, and over the years, I'd say my opinion of Pikmin has picked up, especially since I became friends with Neva, and she has idolized the yellow Pikmin in particular. But in terms of Pikmin itself, I'd say Olimar is. I like his lore. I like his lore as described in what was it, the Shea Frillis Pikmin videos. That's where I know his lore from his little journal and such. I know he's a Chad. He's in universe. He is a Chad. He has a wife and kids, and he's just a goofy little guy. But in terms of Smash, he is insufferable. Okay, not quite as insufferable as say the ones in actual E and F tier, but like I put him. No, I'm gonna put him at the top of no, actually. Like he's just a character I don't want to play. He's a character I don't want to fight. Similar trauma with fighting against my brother when he was playing, especially in Brawl when he had 6 Pikmin instead of being limited to 3. That was back when we didn't know how to play with Olimar. It was a sweep all the way. But once we picked it up, it was kind of dread for me, but like, it's fine. Joker from Balatro. Joker, I'd say Hey, Joker, Joker, Joker. Where would I put Joker? Actually, I like his gimmick. I like his little meter that you can charge up with. It kind of like the revenge value of Incineroar. I'd say I put him right here actually. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like a fair spot to me. I enjoy a Joker game every once in a while. I think I tried to pick up Persona 5 Royal. I haven't gotten past the beginning of the game. I played through like the opening sequence and like got a little bit into the game, but like I I don't I don't think I was quite as engaged by the opening. I don't know. I am considering picking it back up. I just don't know if don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Moving on. Snake, and this is a double trouble from both Carter and Jason. Uh, I'd say vibes. I respect Snake a lot. I respect Snake a lot. I'll put him. I'll put him behind Sora. I think Snake is pretty cool. I just don't like being on the receiving end of his bee spamming antics. Like like if I know that either one of if I know I'm going up against Snake, I'm pulling out Game and Watch just because he's got the only attack in the game that'll make a Snake mate take his finger off the B button. It's fun. It's fun. I especially do not care for his final smash. It is bullshit, Bolshevik. Just like Ness. It just covers the entire screen. There's no escaping it. It what else is there to say? I respect Snake a lot more though. It's showtime. Rosalina, you going at the top of Dunktastic. You're Rosalina's a more technical character, but to play, but I feel like if you pick it up well enough. I feel like the people that do pick up Rosalina pick her up really well. At least that might be the case. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put you at the bottom of Great Schools of Halbert. I like Rosalina. I like Rosalina a lot, and I don't think there's anything more to say. She should have had more screen time in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Next up, we have Lucario. And, Lucario was the main of another friend I played Smash with. And, he's got a little bit more aura than. He's got a little bit more aura than Greninja, I'd say. But he's kind of just a C tier pick for me. Literally, the only redeeming factor of Lucario is that he's one of those characters that gets more powerful as he takes more damage, which I think is a really cool concept. Like, I think I would put you actually in the like probably above Zero Suit. Yeah, I think that's fair. I do enjoy. I do like picking him up every once in a while. Won't do it too often, but you know. Next up, Samus, and I'd say Samus is just okay. I think, yeah, yeah. But you right here. I wish there was more to her than just the the. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot more like you could do with Walmart Boba Fett, but like you know she's all right. She's all right. Next up we got spicy stuff over here. We got Hero, and I love Hero. I freaking love Hero. This is that direct where Hero was in. I was like I was like sleeping. I was on the bus when the Nintendo. I was on the bus on the ride to high school when the Nintendo Direct happened and Hero was announced. I almost fell asleep watching the reveal. But when he actually came out, he just twisted everything upside down. I love his RNG shenanigans so much. This is the most unique sword fighter of the entire roster, and I love him for that. My main in regards to Hero is the what was it, the third alt, the one with the bandana and the blue one. Uh, so like the eighth coloration, the one at the end of the list. I feel like yeah that one in particular had the best voice bank of the bunch. But I do enjoy the RNG shenanigans of Hero. All right. Next up is Sonic, and Sonic is he sure is. I am half tempted. You know what? Actually, I will. I will put you at the top of no. I will put you at the top of no, Sonic, Mister Spin Dash every single move. What a basic, boring moveset that hasn't been updated since 2008. The only thing that has changed about you between Brawl and Ultimate is your model is worse and your taunts no longer have sauce. Whatever happened to "you're too slow" and "come on, step it up"? Man, what a waste. And that's not even considering my outside of Smash current events beef that I have with Sonic, because bro is racist against Octopus. If you want context. Next up, Little Mac. Little Mac, I'd say he's all right. I think Little Mac is pretty okay. No, he's a good fighter. He just it makes me laugh so much how little recovery options he has. Like, you just blow him off the stage and there's nothing he can do. But I respect Jayson for picking him up because he plays him really well. He plays Little Mac really well. I'd say I put him above Lucario, behind Ike. I respect Little Mac. It takes some skill to pick him up and really use him properly. Next up, Roy. Roy is, I'm not gonna put him at. I wouldn't put him at in the no category, but like I'd say I respect him a little bit more than Samus, at least. Yeah, yeah, Roy's our boy. He's got a little more sauce than some of the other Fire Emblem characters, so like, yeah, it's fair. Next up, Robin, and oh wow, yeah, you're going at the bottom of Doctor Fidel Galizulum. There's no more other reasoning for it. I think. Oh yeah, there was this one kid in high school who just made the crap out of this guy, and I do not respect him for that. Just the absolute spam of Thoron across the stage. No, I am not having any of that. Not having it. Not having it. Mewtwo is up next, and I think. Do I want to put him that high though? I wouldn't put him in. There's just so many people in B tier though. I'll do it. No. I'll put him. I'll put him behind Sora, and I'll put Charizard above. No. Yeah, yeah. Charizard. Yeah, yeah. That seems fair to me. Mewtwo is yeah, yeah. Mewtwo is like Lucario if he actually had the sauce to back it up. I mean, what am I saying, dude? I am not cooking. I am just rambling at this point. I like Mewtwo a little bit more than Lucario. Just like he's all right. I think I respect a lot of his moveset more than Lucario, just because Lucario has what, a command grab. You have a reflector. You have a counter. You have a move where you just stand still, and if there's someone in front of you, they get dazed instantly. I respect the heck out of that. It's almost like Jigglypuff Rest, except it has infinitely more sauce because you can actually pull off an attack that isn't just like this one is just so cheese, and I it's weird. It's weird. Anyway, Lucas is up next, and I think this is going to be a bit of a surprise for some people, but I'm actually going to put you in the gurgler tier alongside Ness. Like, yeah. Okay, maybe not completely alongside. Uh, Lucas, he shares a bunch of his kit with Ness. He has a couple of exceptions, but he's in terms of generational trauma. I wouldn't say I'd say Lucas is mostly innocent of Ness's crimes, but you know what they say, innocence doesn't get you far. Next up we have Cloud. There you are. And Cloud, I like Cloud. I like Cloud. I enjoy a little bit of a little bit of Final Fantasy rep in my Kingdom Hearts game. Not too much, but like I respect Cloud. I'd put him above Banjo Kazooie. Yeah, that's a good place for him, I'd say. This is so ironic because I would have assumed that Sora would go a little higher, but in terms of playability, Sora is just kind of a once in a while that I just do to mess with people, and then these guys are actually competitively viable, for me anyway. I just enjoy playing these guys a little bit more, just a little bit more. That's not any hate on Sora. It's just you know, kind of wish he had a. I kind of wish there was more to him than just spamming down air. Next up, Dr. Mario, and you know, Dr. Mario is a blatant example of an Echo Fighter that should have been an Echo Fighter, but for some reason isn't. Just cause I guess he wasn't his own slot in Melee. So like, I'd say Dr. Mario has slightly less. Dr. Mario's fine. He's fine. He's fine. I'd put him like bottom of Great Schools of Halibut. Let's see. Next up, we have Palutena, and Palutena is going at the bottom of no. I do not respect Palutena. I freaking hate. Like, what is stopping me from just putting her at the bottom of Doctor Vigil Galizalum? Uh, Probably not the bottom. That would associate with her with Fire Emblem trash. I will put her okay, slightly above. Yeah, above Bayonetta. Bayonetta is kind of unplayable, but like next up is Ken. I'm surprised they didn't rank the Echo Fighters alongside their counterparts, because like you would go slightly above. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not? Actually, yeah. That looks better. That looks better. Next up we have me Sword Fighter. And as a you know, I liked me Sword Fighter as a kid. I enjoyed me Sword Fighter just because there was a bunch of cybernetic skins that made him look like a Jedi, and you know, but I think I think he's slightly fallen off for me, but like I do enjoy playing all the Mii's on at least a little bit of a regular basis. So like plus this gives me like emulations of Wii Sport Resort's swordplay showdown minigame, which I absolutely love to death. And one of these days, I'm going to get the achievement for getting to the end of the final stage without taking a single hit. That is on my bucket list. I will beat that game hitless at some point. Next up is Pac-Man, and I respect Pac-Man. He's one of my on again off again mains. Not quite to the same level as Wolf, but you know, if my options are exhausted and I feel like I've played the other characters a little too much, I'll pick up Pac-Man. I enjoy Pac-Man. I enjoy Pac-Man World 2 was one of my favorite games as a kid on the PS2. So like, I got a lot of positive memories with Pac-Man. Plus his kid is kind of funny. I enjoy being able to do wacky shenanigans with the fire hydrant, and like I recently figured out that you could that the fire hydrant isn't just good for smashing into people. Like yeah, it's fun to see it bounce around the stage, but I think the more enjoyable factor is using it as like a mind game, like standing next to it and letting the water push you forward so you can close the distance while charging a smash attack. I think that's pretty funny. Next up we have Ganondorf, and Ganondorf kind of makes me sad because he's not really competitively viable, but like I really enjoy Ganondorf as just a goofy guy to play every once in a while. I'll rank him above Mewtwo, I'd say. I just think he's so funny just to pull out. Any match just becomes instantly funnier if you pull out a Ganondorf because either your opponent is going to go flying or you are going to get squashed. No in between. It just becomes the greatest grudge match you've ever seen. Next up, we have Dark Pit, and I'm gonna rank you below the Pokemon actually, just because I do not respect your existence. Bowser, though, I respect the hell out of Bowser. You are going. I'd say just below Sephiroth. I enjoy Bowser. I don't play him very often. He's more a character Carter would pick, but I enjoy Bowser. There is another heavyweight that I enjoy marginally more than Bowser. That is one of my actual mains. So I don't really have too much reason to pick Bowser. Uh, but you know, he's all right. He's all right. Next up, Villager, and Villager, he's just kind of a funny guy. You know what? Top of Hey Hey Hey. I enjoy it. I enjoy a little bit of Villager sometimes. He's not a guy I would actually go for every. You know, I'm looking at this list and I'm not entirely so. You know what? I'm gonna put you at the start of Dunktastic, and you can join your Square Enix buddies up in here. Um, Put you right above between Cloud and Mario. Does Mario get to wield the Keyblade now that he's technically touched it? Kingdom Hearts lore is weird. It just if I were to make a Kingdom Hearts clone, I wouldn't have the stand-in for the Keyblade be restricted to just the main characters. Like I would give the ability, I would give every character the potential to wield the Keyblade or whatever I decide to call it in my own spin-off. I do have some development on that, but oh, Mega Man is up next. Mega Man is just okay. I respect him a little bit more, but there, there. I don't really have anything to say about Mega Man. Nor do I have anything to say about Pichu, except for the fact that he sucks. Like I'd put him right here. I think. No. I respect him just a little bit more than that. There. Topical easel. Just because there's no reason for Pichu to exist when Pikachu. There is no difference in their kits at all, except for the fact that Pichu is smaller and does damage to himself. I remember the only thing I can marginally remember about Pichu is that back in the very first release of Smash Ultimate, he was regarded by one article, I think, was it IGN? I can't remember. He is now a tiny ball of death. He was broken in the first days of Smash Ultimate, apparently. Or so Jason would have me believe. Next up, we have Young Link, and I think Young Link is just a little bit more justified than Pichu. I'd still put him at no, though. I do think his existence is a little more justified just because the regular Link had a couple changes to his costume and kit for Breath of the Wild representation. So I respect the inclusion of a more centralized Link to balance out the new Link and the Toon Link. Still a strange pick, and I do not foresee him making any sort of return in Smash Sigma, but you know. Next up, Diddy Kong, and Diddy Kong is. No, I never really cared for Diddy Kong actually. He's all right. I like his peanut gun. It fires in spurts. Actually, no, it doesn't. Did the coconut gun ever fire in spurts? I thought it was just you launch it one at a time. I think the DK wrap is a little inaccurate on that front. I would put you yeah, there. That's fine. That's fine. I'd say. Yeah. Gunner. I'd pick Gunner. Like in between the brawler and the sword fighter. I respect all three of them pretty equally. They're all in bonsai category, so yeah. Next up is Marth, who I respect a little bit more than he is basic. Do not misunderstand me. He is very much basic, and I'm not gonna rank him too high. I would rank him above Kirby in terms of playability, and he's okay. He's one of the two OG Fire Emblem characters that I started off with because Brawl was my first game. So like I respect the two OGs more than the newcomers. But next up we have Piranha Plant, and okay, so there's a story behind this one. When I put it, Yeah, that looks better to me. Yeah. So, I the morning of the what was it? I can't remember when the direct happened. I think it was like the very first day of November. Uh, and I had not seen the direct at all. I think it happened in like the morning. I was planning on seeing it after school, but during the school day, back in high school, when this trailer, uh, when this reveal came out, I jokingly told Jason, I sure hope we don't get anyone stupid in this Smash reveal like Piranha Plant. I specifically named Piranha Plant. I had no idea that he was going to be revealed, and seeing it actually happen broke me beyond repair. I was inconsolable after that for a while, and I didn't know what to think. Like, what are you gonna do with this fucking ass plant? But then the game came out, and it turns out Piranha Plant is actually one of the most well designed characters in the entire game. They made him so unique. Like, what you'd expect his neutral special to be a fireball, but no, he just toys an iron ball into the air, and it's one of the best attacks in his kit. It's so insane, and there's so much. There's so much to this character, and I just love that they went above and beyond for Piranha Plant of all characters. just, I love it so much. So yeah, he is very much top five for me overall in Smash Ultimate terms. Bravo Sakurai. Okay, so next up we have Steve. And Steve also a pretty hype reveal. Not quite as hype as Sephiroth, but he's got the sauce. He's got the sauce. I'd say, yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, it is just, you know what? Actually, I'd put him above Shulk. Yeah, I love the how unique the kit is. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat that they reprogrammed the entire game so that the ground of every single stage would work with his neutral special of just mining away. I think that was really funny. They went above and beyond for Steve. I mean it is Minecraft, so like you gotta there's a lot of hype surrounding Minecraft representation that I respect the hell out of it. Next up is Falco, and in terms of, you know what, I respect Falco a bit more than Fox actually. I think, yeah, you'd go here. You'd go here. Falco is definitely a a, a character I would play more often than Fox. But like, all right, I don't think I have anything else to say about that. Just, he's it's all right. He's here. He's here. Hey, 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 we're here. Next up, we got Prince Charming, and you going? I don't know. 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 Do I prefer Prince Charming or Richter? I think I like Richter more. Next up, Inkling, and you know what? I kind of vibe with Inkling. I think Inkling's pretty cool. Not as cool as Rosalina, but Inkling's pretty cool. I have not played any of the Splatoon games, despite my. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I just can't remember what it was. Despite my campaigning for cephalopod rights, I have not actually played Splatoon, and yeah, that's kind of just because I don't know if I'd be ready for to commit. What am I saying? I'm not entirely sold on the Inklings and Octolings designs, just because they're way too human. It's just tentacle hair. It's lazy. It feels lazy, and just giving a humanoid character tentacle hair doesn't really count as octopus representation in media. But there's not enough of it in anyway. So who am I to be picky? I just I just really haven't clicked with the Inklings. It's kind of a surprise to me. I feel like I should, objectively, I should be able to vibe with them, but like I just don't. Plus, getting Splatoon would entail finding an actual group of friends to play it with, which I don't think either Jayson or Neva have Splatoon and any of the three. So like, what am I saying? Either any of the three, one would be a not viable option at all. Uh, anyway, octopus tangent out of the way. Rob is up next, and Rob was my second favorite character to be to character in the Mario Galaxy movie. The first one being Mr. Game and Watch. I like Rob. He's a goofy little guy. I got really attached to him in Subspace Emissary. Like like the ancient minister was a really cool way to show to reveal Rob. That was so cool. It was so cool. And I've just clung on to Rob ever since. I enjoy him. I love his infinite recovery, nearly infinite recovery. I mean, anyway, Sheik is up next, and Sheik, I don't really vibe with Sheik all that much, just because. Why do I not vibe with Sheik? Oh yeah, because she, because I just don't vibe with her kid all that much. Kind of like Bayonetta, I just do not vibe with the kid that much. There's not. There's so much gymnastics going on and not enough damage being dealt to justify it. So like, do better. Next up, Yoshi. Yoshi is. He sure is. You're going in the top of Hey Hey Hey. And then the Duck Hunt duo. Alright, I've struggled with you a couple takes, but like, I think, honestly, as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to put you at the top of no. I, I mean, you're okay, I guess, but like, I think yeah, Banjo Kazooie does your entire aesthetic 10 times better than you. So like, nah, nah. I think I think I saw a skin mod where it was like Donald and Goofy and over the duck and the dog, and that's pretty cool. But like the dog and duck itself in Vanilla Smash just doesn't have any sauce. Like I like the idea behind it. I think it's pretty cool that they brought something back from the NES era. I just think Rob and Game and Watch do the retro aesthetic a little more justice. Anyway, up next is Luigi, and he is my number one main in Smash. Well, second, but we'll get to the other guy in a bit. I like Luigi. Luigi is my favorite Mario character, and his kit is just his kit is basic enough that it's the perfect warm up character to start start a match with. He's got the randomness factor with the green missile, and I love his little Shoryuken. He does the Shoryuken a whole lot better than than actual Street Fighter characters. I love it. I love it so much. Like Mario, he just pops a couple of coins out of you. Luigi just sends you straight to the moon like it's Mario Galaxy. Like, imagine Mario Galaxy 3 comes out and instead of a launch star, it's just Luigi giving you the up special to send you to the next planet. That would do numbers, I think. That would be so funny. Like imagine no, that would be the perfect way to set up Mario Galaxy 3. Like they're having themselves a little bit of a smash battle, and Luigi accidentally hits with the up B when at high percent, and he just goes straight to the first level of Mario Galaxy 3. That would be so cool. Nintendo, please make Mario Galaxy 3. Anyway, Peach is up next, and Peach, Peach is all right. I'd put her at the end of Dougtastic. Okay, that's a little bit mean. There's, I feel like there's more to say about Princess Peach. Just, I mean, she's all right. Jason plays her a little bit, but I think the one thing that stands out about her is the final smash, and how BM it is. Just put everyone to sleep and to spawn a bunch of food on the map so that you can heal and send the other person to the moon. Sure, why not? Okay. Next up we have Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong is pretty neat. I like Donkey Kong. Although I probably put it, yeah, I put it between Captain Falcon and Ridley here. Yeah. Donkey Kong has a lot of sauce. The standout with Donkey Kong is that Jason plays his alt where he's got black fur, and we dubbed him Darkness Kong because he was nigh unstoppable, except for when he faced up against one of my other mains, which I'll get to in a bit. First though, Byleth, and Byleth. I've come to respect Byleth just a little bit more since his reveal. Like, he's got a unique kit. I will give him that. Um, Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put, yeah, just so that it doesn't break the flow. I think Byleth has a unique enough kit that I can respect him enough to put him in C tier. As much as I like Marth, he really is just the basic sword fighter character that kicked off the entire Fire Emblem plague. So like, yeah. Anyway, next up, Kazuya. Second to last reveal from the Smash Ultimate DLC, and he's fine. He's fine. He's another one of those characters where you have to learn a lot of inputs. This guy has too many inputs, I'd say. This is the most overly designed character in Smash, but I think that's more the fault of his game of origin than it is of Smash itself. Like Smash is a fairly decent game to get a handle of. Just put you above Snake though. Yeah. I think that's a good look for you. But his haircut kind of reminds me of the Dark Lord from Miitopia. It's just that he's got 1 point instead of two, so he's just got like half the sauce of the Dark Lord, and I think that's really funny. Next up is Wario. You pick Wario, and I think Wario would go probably not as high as I think it would. Probably like above Dr. Mario at least. Next up we have, yeah, Wario. I do like his biker skin a little bit, but most of the time I would pick his standard Mario outfit. But like, I think Wario's pretty all right. I like riding around the stage in the motorbike. I think that's his main stand up feature, other than that 2000s early 2000s potty humor for his down special. Not that that doesn't have any sauce, but like yeah, he, he's cool. Next up we have Min Min. Min Min is, I'm gonna be so for real. I don't think I have ever cared about arms in my life. So like I'm gonna put you. Do I respect you more or less than the Pokemon? I'm gonna put you above Dark Samus. You're still gonna be a no. Like, do not bring this character back, Samurai. Sakurai. Next up, we have Link. And Link. And Link, baseline Link, I'd rank him here, I think. He's alright. He's alright. Alright, here we go. Up next, okay, we have Isabelle. And Isabelle, as someone who doesn't really know much about Animal Crossing, I vibe with Villager. I do not vibe with Isabelle. I do not vibe with Isabelle in the slightest. Like, I would put Isabelle actually just below Peach. No. Above Pichu. Like, he justifies her existence somewhat, but like the kit is way too similar to me. I feel like I would have preferred to see Tom Nook actually in the as what am I saying actually? She Isabelle kind of earns her place in Smash, but like I do not fuck with the stupid ass fishing rod, and the planting of the bombs, and just it's complete BM character design. I do not vibe with it. Next up we have Daisy, and Daisy is better than Peach. Okay, now we have a little bit of a yeah. What the heck? Um, which character do I not respect as much as I say I do? Probably Meta Knight. Meta Knight. I put you right here. That works. Oh no! Come on, dude. Oh no! Here I go. All right. Well, we're gonna put you at no then. Yeah. You could join Dark Samus. All right. And then there were two. We're gonna start with Ice Climbers, and Ice Climbers. They're okay, I'd say, but to say they're okay would entail that I would have to do this shenaniganry again, which I do not. So I'm gonna put you instead at the top of no. Like Ice Climbers, I can respect the grind, but I just don't, because the ability to just desync these two Ice Climbers mid match is so weird to me. I could not see myself mimicking that behavior. But anyway, uh, King K. Rool is my number one. Like Luigi is my main for life, but King K. Rool really stole the spotlight in Smash Ultimate. And the funny thing is, I didn't actually know of King K. Rool's existence from a Donkey Kong game per se. I knew him more. I first met King K. Rool in the, what was it, the Mario Super Sluggers game for the Wii. I knew him from Mario Baseball. That's where I first met King K. Rool. So seeing him make his comeback wasn't as hype for me as it was for diehard fans of the Donkey Kong Country series, but it was still hype nonetheless. being able to actually see this guy in action. It's gotten me to appreciate the earlier days a little bit more. Now that I know what the hype was all about, just because the Donkey Kong brand kind of fell out ever since Rare was bought out by Microsoft, and there was all those shenanigans, and then there was the hype surrounding Donkey Kong Bonanza, and this really cool fan animation I saw a while back called Return to Crocodile Isle, and that one really tipped the scale. But the real crowning achievement of King K. Rool, for me personally, in Smash Ultimate, is that whenever Jayson and I play together, we always have at least one best of three match where he picks Darkness Kong and I pick King K. Rool's alt skin, an orange. It's orange with a purple cape, and I just call him Kevin because that's what the K in his initial would stand for, King Kevin Rool. Plus, he kind of reminded me from Kevin from 3-2-1 Penguins. So like, he was the perfect pick, the ultimate force of good to stand against the ultimate force of evil, and that was just so fun. It's always such a blast being able to do that. But yeah, that's the list. I expect this list to upset a lot of people, but yeah, I'm not sure if I really did too much to improve my commentary game this time around, but it was fun. It was fun. I think I repeat a couple of words a little too often. Hopefully, I can improve on that at some point. If I keep making tier lists like this, like let me know what you'd like to see me rank next, or maybe I'll come up with that idea on my own. I just wanted to branch out and do something on the fly, kind of just spontaneous. Just because I have a lot of projects I want to work on artistically for like the main channel, and it's just so I've just been living in burnout for so long that I just haven't had the motivation to do it. I just wanted to break the mold a little bit. So like, I think this did a pretty good job at bringing back some fire out of me. Like being able to talk about my intense hatred of Ness was fun, uh, and even though I didn't really talk too much. Some of these characters I don't really have much to say about just because Smash is the first time I'm seeing them. So like, it's a whole load of "who are you people" mixed with experimentation to see which characters that I don't recognize would rise the ranks and which ones would be Ness. I hope Earthbound 3. I hope Mother 3 never gets vocal. Never mind. That's a little too hateful. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, rest easy, gamers.